This is Nalini teacher. I am a psychologist. I am a life skill trainer in Impact Foundation and a safety skills trainer in Learning Space Foundation. Today I come before you to discuss a few positive topics. You see, nowadays we have created a parallel world, a world of social media. It's okay, that's a world of connectivity, communication. What's the problem? But if you see, people in social media have become warriors. I, as a psychologist, observe that people do fight, argue and even create enemies in social media world. There are different topics that people have difference of opinions. Sometimes they fight in the name of religion, sometimes they fight in the name of politics, sometimes they fight in the name of anything. Any random topic can create discussions, differences and also enemies. Today I will tell you a small tip to protect yourself from all these worries and concerns. See, life is short and we are all here to celebrate the life. However, these kind of discussions and also differences between our own people are creating misunderstandings. Why should we fall into all this trap? Can't we save ourselves from all this stress and also negativity? Let me tell you a small tip. Today I will give you two buckets. Yes, two buckets. One is a bucket of concern and other one is the bucket of influence. These are generally referred as circle of concern and circle of influence in psychology. See, we have a lot of things happening around us. For few things, we are directly or indirectly responsible. In the same way, for few things, we are directly or indirectly influenced. For example, think that you have come to know that the temperatures are increasing gradually on this planet. It's related to global warming. Yes, it's quite a concerning thing for every one of us. Today we read an article where we saw that all the polar bears are their count is decreasing, or the count of tigers is decreasing, etc., etc. We feel bad. For some time we also feel that we are not able to protect our planet properly. We have to do something about that. But imagine, can you just take a helicopter or an aeroplane and just reach the Arctic or Antarctic Circle to save all the polar bears? Can we do that? No. What can we do is limited. We can see that we can grow as many plants as possible. We can see that we protect the plants around us. That's all. We cannot do anything more than that. So such kind of things are called as circle of concern. The things for which we cannot act or respond or react directly, or our actions may not influence that topic directly. Another good example is politics. We want our country to be developing, safe, secured, with good leaders, yes, but what can we do about that? We can just realize what are our duties, what are our rights and act according to it as a very good citizen. We cannot just go to each and every leader or preach them or correct them. All these things are not in our hands. These all come under circle of concern. Whereas the other bucket is circle of influence, where we have our own world that has people who are directly related to us, like our partners, our parents, our children, the immediate family members. Something happens to them, it will definitely affect us. For example, think that one of our parent is sick. We will definitely take care. We pray, we anticipate until they are fine and normal. And we have everything to do for that. These are the people who will influence our life, and our actions also do influence them. See, if a son is not getting a right job, it is a matter of concern for the parents. If your friend is in some financial problem, it's a matter of concern for you. For these kind of things, we can act directly, we can take some action that will influence the problem, that will bring out a solution for the problem directly. So these are the things that are in the circle of influence. Now, why I am telling you all this? It is observed that for 100 number of things that we worry, we fight or we disturb our peace in our mind every day, if we actually analyze that, there are more than 85 things that we should actually not bother about. I mean, out of 100, 85 things are related to circle of concern. We do not influence that, or they do not influence our life immediately or directly. So, the tip I give you is, whenever something is bothering you, whenever something disturbs your peace, whenever you feel that is this something I have to think about, is it creating for me stress or anxiety or any kind of disturbance, something disturbance for my mental peace, just take a minute and see in what do you want to drop this in. Is it the circle of concern, I mean the bucket of concern, or bucket of influence? Just think a while. Whenever next time there is a huge discussion that is happening regarding your favorite leader or favorite hero or some other XYZ person, just think how much is it influencing your life. Is it a matter of concern or is it a matter of influence? If it is just a matter of concern, please drop it in the bucket of concern. Don't bother about it. Just think what you can do about it and leave it there. Please don't disturb your mental peace. Please don't disturb your human relations. Please don't disturb your good positive vibes around you. Don't get into fights. Don't get into discussions. Be a positive person. Only for the things, only for those limited things that will influence your life and your world. Please take care only about them. When you do so, majority of your concerns will be falling into the circle of concern, and with very little are you left with the circle of influence, I mean the bucket of influence. So, you can lead a happy life, a simple, happy, positive life. So, when we observe that people around us are in different circles, what we can do? We can do 4 things. One is, first, avoid people. Do I say that? No, I do not say to avoid people, but avoid those conversations, avoid those conditions, avoid those trigger points that create stress or strain or that disturb your peace. For example, people do gossip a lot, people talk a lot of negative things about each other in some other's absence. That is not right, every one of us know, but yet as human being our minds are monkeys, so we involve into a lot of negative talk. We can avoid that, isn't it? So, to maintain our positivity, to help us to be always free from any guilt or stress or any other useless discussions, it is always good to avoid negative talks, gossiping, complaining nature, etc. The second thing we can do is alter. What can we alter? When we see that there are a few issues that are arised between we and our loved ones or our people who are in our circle of concern, I mean people who are in the circle of concern and influence both, I mean the closest people of our life. When we are seeing that there are a few ruptures happening or a friction happening between we and our closer ones, we have to alter our approaches. Change the way you communicate to them. Just think that what are the words that we are using that is hurting them, what are the actions that we do that hurts them. See, a son, if you see in a middle class family, a father wants the son to get educated, to concentrate on their studies, to have a clear goal. But out of this concern, how is the father talking to the son? Is he being, instead of being assertive, is he being aggressive? Is he hurting his son in the name of anxiety and enthusiasm? Just every one of us has to think. Then definitely the son has to be corrected if he is doing a lot of mistakes, or if he is killing time with useless activities. Definitely this father has to correct the son, but there is always a right way to communicate it. So let us change, let us opt for a better approaches, whether it is a communication, whether it is action, whether it is thoughts even. When we cannot avoid, we have to change our approaches. And then we have to, the most important thing is to accept those people who are in the first few circles, I mean circle of influence. Those are the closest ones of our life. So each and every person who is there in this circle, we have to accept them with all their positives and their negatives. If we keep on striking every person only on their negatives, then first thing, they would not like to correct themselves. Second thing is, our relation with them keeps on getting worse day by day. There are few things that need a change, but there are definitely few things that can be accepted as how they are. We as human beings want to see everyone as the right persons according to our own perception. So we think that this is right, doing this is right, thinking like this is right. So we keep on changing others. But human beings, everyone is unique. They have their own ways. Just like flowers, everyone has their own color, their own fragrance, their own beauty. Human beings are also the same. So please see that whether do we need to actually correct them because it is hindering their development. If not, just accept them as the way they are. Cherish the indifferences. Cherish the variety. And the last one that we can do is adapt. We have to adapt new things. When we think that we have to do something good about our relations, when we want to enhance our presence, when we want to develop or work on our relations, then adapt new methods. Instead of fighting on social media or instead of discussing on different platforms, just try to bring the awareness that you want to bring in. Try to put them in the right methods. You yourself work on something which you can do better, for which we are left with a feeling of composure, a feeling of satisfaction. I'll give an example. For example, if we think that the nation is getting worse and worse, there are a lot of people dying every day, there are a lot of people suffering every day, governments are not doing this and that, etc., etc. As I said, we should not put ourselves into a lot of stress or disturb our peace. But one thing we can do is, what can you do in your proportion to this society, to whatever, in whatever you earn, in whatever you eat. Try to share something to those in despair, to those who are in need. Share it. Your day will become beautiful and you will be happy. These 4 things you can do when you don't want to disturb your peace. Thank you.